Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who just doesn't break? Like everything's going wrong. Their car breaks down, their boss is breathing fire, rent's due yesterday, and their kid just poured cereal into the Xbox. And somehow they're calm. Not fake calm. Zen monk sipping black coffee like it's a beach day kind of calm. Meanwhile, you lose Wi-Fi for 5 minutes and suddenly it's a full-blown existential crisis. Yeah, been there. Here's the thing. Those people aren't lucky. They're not born with superpowers. They've trained their minds to be unbreakable, and it shows. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 practical steps to build a mind so strong, it actually scares people. Step 1. Flip your mindset about struggle. Let's be real. Life's not supposed to be easy, and honestly, if it were, would you even grow? Think about it. No pressure, no progress. Your mind is like a muscle. If you don't push it, stretch it, and challenge it, it stays weak. Comfortable, sure, but fragile. Most people go through life avoiding discomfort like it's lava. But here's the truth. The people you admire, the calm ones, the focused ones, the unshakable ones, they got that way by embracing the hard stuff. They didn't run from struggle, they ran toward it. And here's the mental flip that changes everything. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this training me for? That one shift, game changer. Because now every obstacle becomes a rep in the mental gym. Every failure, a lesson. Every painful moment, a chance to build strength. You don't grow by sitting in your cozy little bubble. Your comfort zone is cute, but let's be honest, the only thing growing there is your laundry pile. If you want a mind that scares people, in a good way, you've got to earn it. And struggle is the ticket in. Step 2, stop doing these 3 weakening habits. If you want to build a mind so strong it actually intimidates people, you've got to cut the dead weight. And by dead weight, I mean 3 sneaky little habits that quietly weaken your mindset every single day. First up, complaining. We've all done it. Some of us are pros. But here's the harsh truth. Complaining doesn't solve anything. It doesn't make your situation better. It just anchors you in it. It's like sitting in a broken down car, yelling about how it won't move instead of getting out and fixing it. Every time you complain, you're reinforcing the belief that you're powerless. And that's the exact opposite of mental strength. Second, avoiding discomfort. Let's put it this way. Expecting to become mentally tough while avoiding discomfort is like expecting 6-pack abs without ever stepping into a gym. Discomfort is where the growth happens. It's the testing ground. And the more you face it, the more you build the grit that makes people go, whoa, that person doesn't crack. And third, making excuses. Let's be honest, you're not fooling anyone, least of all yourself. Every excuse is a moment where you choose comfort over growth. You tell yourself a nice little story to avoid doing the hard thing, but deep down, you know you're just dodging the work. That inner knowing, it eats away at your self-respect. And without self-respect, your mental strength doesn't stand a chance. Here's the tough truth. Every single time you complain, avoid discomfort, or make excuses, you're making a choice. You're choosing weakness over strength. But the good news, you can flip that choice right now. Cut those habits and you'll feel the shift. Not overnight, but real and permanent. Step 3, daily habits that build mental muscle. Mental toughness isn't built in a single moment. It's built daily through small, consistent actions that stretch your limits and strengthen your willpower. It's not about being superhuman. It's about training like one. Start with cold showers. Yeah, I know. Just reading that probably made you shiver. But that's exactly the point. Cold showers are a mini mental battle you win every morning. You're teaching your brain, hey, we do hard things, even when we don't feel like it. It's uncomfortable, but it's also empowering. Hate it? Perfect. That means it's working. Next up, work out. Doesn't matter if it's lifting weights, running, or just doing push-ups at home. Move your body. Why? Because a weak body makes it so much easier to have a weak mind. Discipline in one area of your life leaks into others. Get stronger physically and you'll notice your mind starts showing up stronger too. Then there's meditation. No, you don't have to shave your head and move to the mountains. Just sit still, breathe, and focus. That's it. Meditation helps you build focus, self-awareness, and the ability to control your reactions. And in a world full of noise and distraction, that's a superpower. Finally, do something hard every day. This can be as simple as waking up an hour earlier, tackling the task you've been avoiding, or learning a new skill that frustrates you. Whatever it is, lean into it. Discomfort should be part of your routine, on purpose. Because if life starts to feel too easy, you might want to check if you're accidentally living in easy mode. And nobody builds a beastly mind in easy mode. Challenge yourself daily. That's where the muscle gets built. Before we go on, if this video is bringing you value, take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. Join thousands of others who are serious about growing and making bold moves in life. Your likes, comments, and shares don't just support the channel. They help spread ideas that matter. So if something here resonates with you, let us know below. Thanks for being part of this journey. Now let's get back to it. Step 4. Control your emotions like a warrior. Most people let their emotions drive the car and then wonder why they keep crashing. But mentally strong people, they don't react. They respond. That's a huge difference. Here's the secret. When something triggers you, stress, anger, fear, pause, seriously, stop. Take a breath, count to 5. In those few seconds, you regain control. You move from being impulsive to being intentional. That small pause is the difference between saying something you regret and saying something that actually solves the problem. Think of emotions like waves. They come, they go. But if you try to surf every single one into action, you're going to wipe out hard. You don't need to fight your feelings, but you also don't need to obey them. Mental strength isn't about turning into a robot with no feelings. It's about becoming the kind of person who feels deeply and still chooses their response. That's real power. So the next time life pushes your buttons, don't explode. Pause, breathe, then decide who you want to be in that moment. Because warriors don't panic, they choose their strike. Step 5. Reframe failure. As fuel, failure isn't your enemy. It's your personal trainer. It's uncomfortable. It's annoying. It bruises your ego. And it builds your strength. Most people avoid failure like it's some kind of disease. They tiptoe through life, trying not to make mistakes, trying to look perfect. But here's the truth. The people with the strongest minds, they've failed more than most people have even tried. They know something others don't. Failure is feedback. It's not the end of the story. It's how the next chapter starts. So reframe it. Failure isn't a dead end. It's a detour. It's the messy, awkward, sometimes embarrassing middle part of your upgrade process. And every time you fall and get back up, you're not starting over. You're starting stronger. Think about it this way. If you've never failed at something, it probably means you've never really pushed yourself. You've stayed in safe zones, and nothing legendary ever came out of a comfort zone. So yeah, fail fast, fail often. Just don't fail your Wi-Fi connection during this video. That would be tragic. Step 6. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is like that flaky friend who hypes you up 1 minute and ghosts you the next. It's unreliable, unpredictable, and honestly, kind of a diva. If you're waiting to feel like it before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. That's why mentally strong people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. You don't feel like going to the gym? You go anyway. Don't feel like working on that project? You sit down and do it. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your future. So what do you do instead of chasing motivation? Create systems. Systems are the routines you follow no matter how you feel. Gym 5 times a week. Wake up at 6 a.m. Journal for 10 minutes. It's not about hype, it's about habit. And here's the truth bomb. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. If your system is strong, you'll win by default. If it's weak, no amount of motivation will save you. Remember, consistency beats intensity every time. It's not about doing one massive thing once. It's about doing the small, hard things daily, especially on the days you don't want to, because that's what separates the unstoppable from the average. Final push. Build a nothing can break me mindset. When life hits hard, and it will, do you fall apart, or do you look it dead in the eye and say, "That all you got?" Because here's the truth. The world doesn't care how you feel. It responds to how you act. And every time you choose strength over surrender, you become a little more unbreakable. Say this with me. I will not break. I will not give up. I will get through this. Let that be your armor. Every scar, a story of survival. Every setback, a setup for the comeback. Your mind can be your strongest weapon or your greatest enemy. Train it, guard it, own it. Now it's decision time. You can click off this video, scroll to the next distraction, and stay exactly where you are. Or you can draw the line right here, right now, and decide that today is the day you start training your mind like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. If you're serious about building a mind so strong it scares people, hit that subscribe button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and most importantly, start showing up for yourself daily. Strong mind, strong life. Let's go.